What's up, bus fans? Destroyer here, and welcome back. After a hot minute, welcome back to OMSI 2. And in today's video, guys, I thought I'd revisit one of my favorite add-on DLCs for this game, and that is Chicago Downtown. As you can see here, I'm not sure where I am exactly, like street-wise or anything like that, but there's a dry cleaners over there, which is kind of handy and good to know. But I thought I'd revisit this, guys, because, like I said, it is one of my favorite add-ons for this game. And if you don't know anything about it, it was released back in 2015, I believe, so a good 10 years ago. And you get 2 buses to drive, and you get 2 main routes or lines to drive. But there's technically 3, and what I mean by that, I'll explain in a second. But let's get a bus going. And it's been a hot minute since I've even played OMSI 2, guys. It's been about 7-8 months, maybe. Good part of a year. But anyway, like I said, you get 2 buses in this, so you get the diesel 40 foot. So under city Chicago bus, or Chicago city bus rather. So the diesel 40 foot, and you also get the electric hybrid 60 foot, which is also articulated. There we go, finally loads in. So that's a good bus. In my opinion, out of the 2 buses, this one's a little easier to drive, and it's a bit quicker off the mark. The 40 foot, which I will drive in today's video, is a little sluggish from a stop to get going. Takes a little while to accelerate, but both buses do get, I think it's the exact same skins, but you get a decent choice here. You get a decent variety. For this video, I might go with the TV. Oh, actually, hang on. Sox baseball. Yeah, the Chicago White Sox. They should have a Cubbies one too. You know, Chicago Cubs one. Science Museum? No, I think I might stick with the Sox. Yep, there we go. Alright, let's pick a cool number. It doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, 1716, why not? It's in order. Right, so I'm going to pick this bus, guys, the 40 foot, and I'm going to start off at the depot, Kedzie Garage, for one reason and one reason only. So this third route that I'm talking about, well, kind of alluded to. So there's 2 routes, right? 2 main routes or lines. 124, which is Navy Pier, and then there's 130, which is the Adler Planetarium, or Museum Campus, I think it's titled. Now, this particular route I'll be doing won't be taking passengers because, as you can see, we're in the depot. We're cold and dark. I will go into the cockpit here. And actually, I'll explain more as I'm doing it. It will make more sense then. In the meantime, let's get this bus started. So, over here, we've got these banker things. Over here is like your climate control and stuff like that. Idle, speed, things like that. You know, I am going to be driving summer-like weather. So, this really isn't applicable in today's run, but we have like this knob over here, and if I zoom in a bit more, you can see stop engine, day run, night park. Obviously, the only difference between day run and night run is by that light symbol. If you chuck it on night run, it'll get the electrics fired up and it will turn all the lights on. So you might as well do that, because it's funny, like you could pick day run and then you turn on the lights on, and this knob automatically goes to night run, so I think that's kind of funny. So you got to do that. And then, look at this technology for 15 years ago, mate. Push button start. There we go. Right, so this is where, like, say if it's a cold winter morning, you can make it idle faster and preheat to warm the bus up a bit quicker. But like I said, I will be doing summer-like weather, so no need for any of that. Now, this bus and the 60-foot hybrid have got the exact same safety features. And one of them is it's got an automatic station brake, which is kind of nice. Now, I do have a button. I think that's the one. Like I said, it's been a while since I played, so I'm trying to remember my button bindings and what does what. I think that's parking brake. Maybe not. Interesting. I think that might be because I'm in neutral. Yeah. One of the things, another safety feature is you have to have your foot on the brake to change gear. There we go. See, the parking brake's gone now. Yeah, it's because I was in neutral. Right, so I should be able to open the doors now. Let's see. Station brake, doors. No? Yeah, fair enough. Anyway. Oh, okay. It's just a little delayed, I guess. Have I shut the doors? Cool. Just like other buses in this game, the rear door, that green light, will be illuminated. And it's also a sensor. So If people want to get off, the door will open up automatically and they can just walk off the bus. But I have not mapped a button for that. But from memory, this lever here, see how it's in the middle position? Middle configuration right now? Or orientation? If I put this... Oh, hang on. I'm just going to hit the L key. No, I'm not. How do you turn the lights on? I forgot. That's how. Okay. Like I said, it's been a while, guys, so bear with me. Is that all of them? On. There we go. Okay. I thought that looked a little dim. Right, so all the lights are on. We're all good to go. Anyway, going back to the door. I'm pretty sure from memory you could go that... You push that down. That will open that up. And if I go here... Wrong camera view. Yeah, see how that's lit up now? It's illuminated. That means it's automatic. So, yeah. One thing I'm yet to do... But I can do it another time, it's fine. Like, I won't be taking passengers in today's video, guys, so it's not really applicable. But if I do, like for the other 2 runs, because I plan on doing 3 videos for this run out of the garage, do route or line 124 and then line 130. But to close and lock the doors, you just put that in the middle, I believe. Yes. Okay. Like I said, it's been a while. I'm trying to get reacquainted with the controls and what buttons I've got bound on my wheel to see what they do. But anyway, going back to the safety features, automatic station brake, which is kind of nice. And when we get going, as soon as I'll accelerate, right? I can take my foot off the accelerator and it's got an automatic retarder. Of course, I won't show it now, but I'll point that out when we get going. Which is kind of cool. So, it's a safety feature. It slows you down automatically, which is nice. But as soon as I come to a stop, like have the brakes on, as you can see, like right now, the station brake is automatically applied, which is kind of nice. Now, you can manually override it, but I'm not going to worry about that because it's a safety feature of the bus. And the 60-foot hybrid has the exact same safety features. Ticketing machine, I'm going to go ahead when I do the Navy Pier run, which is line 124. Of course, we'll be taking passengers then. I'm actually going to turn on advanced ticketing because it's very easy. It's very simple. I'm not going to explain that in this video because, like I said, we won't be picking up any passengers. But anyway, carrying on. This bus, we've got a driver ID and a PIN number. They're always the same. So 18059691. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to hold down the insert key for this IBIS system. Well, it's basically the same as the IBIS system on like German buses. So if you remember, it's... So once your ID, so 1805 was it? Yep, success. And the pin is 9691. Success. So now that we actually logged into the system, the bus knows who I am as the driver. And it's got a GPS in it, so it knows we're at Kedzie Garage, which is the depot, which is exactly where we are. Now the run and the line, don't worry about the line, don't touch that. And one thing I just remembered as well is... When you set up the route, do all this first, then punch that in, punch the run line in at the end, because I think that's a bit of a bug still. I'm not sure. I haven't played it for quite a while, but anyway, in order to do the Kedzie run or this route that I'm calling the unofficial third route, that's just what I call it. The way I know how to do it is 124 or 124 K401, and here it is, right? Kedzie Garage. So it starts from here at 8:14, so we've got a little bit of time, and it ends at Navy Pier. Now, because the game thinks, because this is all based off real timetables from 2010. I believe the game, like this DLC, is set Chicago in 2010. So, what, a good 15 years ago. But this is the way it was. Like, this is the real life, real world timetable. So, so the game thinks that you're going to leave Kedzie Garage, which we're going to do, and start, and even though it says end Navy Pier, but it will end at the start of the Navy Pier run, if that makes sense, yeah? Because it's line 124. That's basically why. But anyway, so 8:14, we're going to punch that in. That is all good. Thank you very much. Doesn't displace the bus because we're in the depot. It's all good. So now we go down to this tile here. So type in 124. Terminus will be Navy Pier. Like so. Hit OK. Then if we have a look outside the bus, it should say Navy Pier on the front, which it does. So 124 Navy Pier. And then when we punch in the run number up on the IBIS in a second, here is the little screen. It will say K, whatever the run is. I think it said 4. Actually, let's jump back in because it does tell me right here because that will pop up. So K401. Right, so insert key, run, K's there automatically. 401, bam. So it gives us our schedule. So we're 5 minutes early. It knows where we are. It gives us the temperature. 77 Fahrenheit. I don't know Fahrenheit for shit. What is that, about 25 degrees, 24 degrees Celsius, something along those lines. Actually, I'll quickly set the weather to summer-like. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because I won't be taking passengers, so we won't have anyone complaining. But that's done, that's done, that's done. While I've got the control panel open, I will turn on the GPS so I know where we're going. So for this particular run, we're only following the green downtown arrows because that's where we're going. So that's all done. That's all done. Right, I can collapse. No, I won't. I'll go here. So 4 minutes early. So what I can do is advance the time like that. Make it a minute or two shorter. So we're scheduled 1 early. Well, 1 minute early. So what we can do is actually get going as I try and rescue my pedals. Now see, I dabbed the accelerator then, and we're rolling. But notice the station brake has disappeared. So now we can get going. But I'll demonstrate the safety features that I mentioned before, right? So I'll take my foot off the accelerator. Automatic retarder pops on. That's that orange light there. Right? Now I'll come to a complete stop and the station brake will come on automatically, alright? So brake. Take my foot off the brake. So I've got no foot on any pedal now. And it's automatic and it stays on. And to release it, all you got to do is put your foot on the accelerator and get going. Now these doors will open up automatically. Don't have to press any buttons or anything like that. So this video might be a tad shorter because I think it's about a 20-minute run. Oh, actually, before we get going, just real quick, come to a break. I will show you, because there is a difference with the timetables. Here's the timetable now. This popped up when I punched that in. I forgot to show you guys. I apologise, but So 8:10, Navy Pier 8:29. So, like, one of the main differences between this timetable and the other timetables, like on Spandau, for example, like, you know, the base game, the base route you do, what is it, Berlin, Spandau? It breaks down, like the timetable on that map, it gives you every single station that you're stopping at. So it's like, next stop is crematorium or whatever, you know what I mean? Here, it doesn't give you the breakdown. It only gives you the breakdown of the stops when you stop at them under the analytics. So, but this is the entire day's run, 401. So, you've done it again. It's so sensitive. I might have to tweak the mouse sensitivity. But yeah, because we're starting from Kedzie Garage, 8:10, we're going to be late in a minute, but to Navy Pier, which is the terminus for this particular route, as I dubbed it, the third unofficial route for this DLC. And then it expects you to carry on 1 minute later from Navy Pier to Clinton and Quincy. Okay? So that is technically the terminus from Navy Pier. Clinton and Quincy will be the terminus. And then the other way around will be, the start will be Clinton and Quincy, terminus Navy Pier, and so on and so forth. So this is the entire day's run. And you end up back at the garage at 6:22 in the evening. And there is actually an entry to the garage. So if you want to do the entire day run, or you want to do it like a late afternoon run, well, do the last service basically, you can actually go in there and park the bus back in here at the end of the shift, at the end of the day, which is kind of nice. But anyway, with that being said, I bet you we're late now. Schedule 0, which means you better start going. So let's do that. Let's get going. Settings wise, it does recommend, because Chicago, as you could imagine, it's a pretty detailed map, especially in the city center, or the downtown area. Your frame rates, your FPS, I'll just say that. Your FPS will dip. Doesn't matter how good your PC is. Like, I've got a pretty high-end PC, and it's still, like, the lowest I've noticed from years ago, because I'm running off pure memory here. The lowest I've ever remember it being is around about 30. But as you can see there, I'll leave that up for a sec. So we're following the downtown arrows, obviously. There's a fellow bus. Yellow. By the way, you have to cancel the indicators. Right there to the right is where you would enter if you were coming back after a hard day's work. Go through there and you can park the bus in the depot. Yeah, so frame rates at the moment, pretty stable. Getting around about 60. But yeah, as you can imagine, like I said, Chicago's pretty detailed. I'm trying not to hit the curb. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, so the lowest I've ever seen was around about 30 FPS. But if you can get about 30 FPS, especially with a detailed map like this, you're doing pretty good. But yeah, so this video, obviously no passages. This is just a run from here to Navy Pier, basically. And then it will sort of, the game will expect me to go from Navy Pier to Clinton and Quincy, I think, from memory. So yeah, I think it's about a 15 to 20 minute drive. Once we do get to the interstate, there are 2 exits for that. There's one that takes you basically straight to Navy Pier, and there's one, actually I have to get over to the left here. There's one where you can, I think it's Ogilvy? Something like that. I don't know. It's been a while, guys. I'm trying to remember, but... So I thought I'll record this portion of it. This, like I've dubbed it, the third unofficial route. Okay, we've got a red, so I am going to put the parking brake on. Have a quick look outside. So I thought I'd get at least 3 videos out of this. This one here, out of the depot. And then in the next video, I'll do the Navy Pier run. And then in the third video, I'll do the Adler Planetarium run. Or the Museum Campus, I think it's actually called. Which is line 130. Alright, keep left. That's the interstate to the left there. Or as an Australian, I would call that a freeway. Exact same thing, just a different name. With the speedo down there on the right, the white numbers, that is miles per hour, and the little orange numbers underneath, they are kilometers per hour. So, I mean, you have to zoom in to really look at it anyway, but... Now, I think the limit on this interstate is 55 miles an hour, I believe, which is around about 80 odd kilometers per hour. I don't know miles that well. I don't know yards that well. I'm Australian. I was brought up with kilometers and meters and milliliters and liters, not ounces and gallons. That sort of shit confuses the hell out of me, so... But yeah, this is basically the video, guys. When I get to the, the city centre, downtown, whatever you want to call it, I will wrap up the video. But like I said, the next video I'll do will be the Navy Pier run. I'll show you the advanced ticketing system, which is very easy. Very, very simple. You just got to hit 2 buttons, that's it. It's not very advanced at all, but, you know. And then for the third video, like I said, I'll do the line 130 route, which will be from downtown to the Adler Planetarium, I believe, from memory. It's been quite a while. I think it's been about 8 years since I've actually played this add-on. So, and I think it's been about 8 months or a good part of a year since I've played OMSI 2. And yes, I still don't have track IR, but I will get it. Actually, the last time I went to get that was like December last year. So what's that? About 7 or 8 months ago, which makes sense, because it's been about that long since I played this game. And yeah, I went to buy it, but they didn't have any in stock. So I'm like, okay. And then I kind of forgot all about it. And then Christmas came, and then the New Year. And yeah, so. But I will get it. Hopefully they got it in stock again, so I can actually get it. But yeah, this is this entire run, just from the depot to the start point for going back to Ogilvy and Union, because there's certain stops that are shared between the 2 lines. So you know, no matter what, if it's line 130 or line 124, you will stop at certain stops on both lines, basically. So, like, you got Ogilvy and Union, because of course Union Station is basically a landmark in this game as well. It's quite famous, Chicago Union Station. There's also LA Union, but of course this is Chicago. Oh, there we go. I just saw a speed sign, so 55 miles an hour. I am speeding, I believe, but I don't really care. Here's a look. 60, yep. Center the camera. So according to the timetable, I think that said 8:10, leave at 8:10, get to Navy Pier at 8:29, so it's about a 20-minute run. Depends if you speed or not, like I am. It's kind of funny seeing signs for Wisconsin and Indiana, but I know they are pretty close to Chicago. But yep, just still following the downtown signs. I mean, you can't go too far wrong. There we go. I think the game just loaded that scenery in real time then. By the way, with this, I actually did... Whoop, there it goes. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned there's 2 exits. There's this one, but let's go to the other one. So that's Canal Street, obviously. And this second exit, which is further along up here, I believe that will take you straight to Navy Pier, I think, from memory. But what was I saying? No, that's right. Just before I started recording, I actually, in the options, I made it load the entire map before we actually got into it. As you can see, it still is a little laggy, but what do you expect, man? It's OMSI 2. You're not going to get perfect performance with this game, ever. Even if you got a NASA PC, you're still going to... Wait. Whoa. Okay. And that thing I told you about, where the wheel goes stupid, yep, it's going stupid. So, give me 2 seconds. And so, options, I click OK. And I don't know what it is, but that seems to fix it. Because the wheel, like, if a back wheel or whatever of the bus or a front wheel, whatever, if a wheel hits the curb, it sort of locks up the wheel and makes it go like this. And I don't know why it does that. And I'm speeding. I think it's only 30. I think I saw a speed sign for 30. Yep, we're getting laggy, guys. But we are in the city now, so I will keep that up. So I'm rocking around about 30 to 40 FPS. There's downtown Union. Probably should concentrate on what the hell I'm doing instead of looking at the FPS. Alright, so this orange thing here, this orange sign, I'll turn that off so it doesn't distract me. That is 130, as you can see there, Union Station, State Van Buren. So that's one of the stops for line 130, obviously. Was I supposed to turn left there? I'm pretty sure I saw a sign for downtown, but we obviously are in downtown, but I thought it would lead me to Navy Pier. Maybe that was wrong. I'm not sure, but anyway, this is downtown Chicago, guys, apparently. I've never been to Chicago. I've never been to America, actually. I've never been to North America. But I'll give you one last look at the FPS. So around about 35, 32. There's 130 down there. There's a bunch of buses. Union Station down there. But yeah, I mean, that's basically all I wanted to... Ah. Okay. Now my wheel's going spastic. I was just about to end the video, guys. And look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I tell you what. OMSI 2 never ceases to amaze me. My wheel is literally... It's going all sorts of directions. And you know what? That's actually a good note, because I was about to end the video, guys. So you know what? Let's end it on a fantastic note. OMSI 2, man. Chicago downtown. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys. But like I said earlier, the next video I'll do is the Navy Pier run. Oh, look at that. Floating cars. I love it. Oh, OMSI 2. I love you. I really do. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with this lovely visual. Looks like I'm in some movie. Who needs fancy special effects, man? We've got OMSI 2, but yeah. Keep a lookout in the future, guys. In the very near future, like I said, a video I'm going to drive to line 124, Navy Pier, and then another video after that where I'm driving line 130, Adler Planetarium, or I think it's called Museum Campus. I can't fully remember. Like I said, it's been about 7 or 8 years since I've actually played this DLC, so... Oh my god, OMSI 2, I love you. But guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch ya in the next OMSI 2 video. Adios.